I know that you're here to see Roman, so I will just get out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up, Roman Reigns!
How's everybody doing? Y'all excited for WWE tonight? Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. We're going to be live. We're going to tear it up. The world's going to see us tonight. Y'all have fun, all right?
All right, so we have some questions for you. While they were eating, we had some people write down some questions. If you don't mind answering some of these before they get a chance to actually meet you and get a picture of you.
Sure.
Where's Walter? Where's Walter? Walter had a bunch of questions. We're going to try to narrow this down a little bit. But Walter wanted to know, he said, you've done an awesome job as both a bad guy and a good guy. Which one do you enjoy most, being a heel or a face superstar? Which one's more fun? Which one do you like?
Oh, these questions. Well, you know, nowadays we don't really look at it as heel or face, or, you know, obviously there's good guys and there's bad guys. We like to pride ourselves as bad guys. You know, we kind of just, we keep to ourselves. We don't really run with the flock. We're black sheep. And in the role of being a good guy, I really enjoyed the energy. You know what I mean? Being on the other side, being the one standing up, knocking everybody else down. So we dig that energy, and I think you're just going to see a lot more of that to come. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, man.
All right, where's Natalie? Natalie up front.
There you are.
Natalie says, since you've taken the reins of the Shield, when will you have the chance for a title match?
So I took the reins of the Shield. Reigns took. I see what you're doing. Hopefully pretty soon. Hopefully we'll handle this authority thing. Put Triple H, the king of all kings. Oh, I'm the king. Hopefully we'll put him in his place real quick. Let him know what you know, the future's all about. It's about the young men in the business right now. So. Yep, there you go. That's good. Triple H. But hopefully very soon. Hopefully once we put H in his place, maybe I'll be able to push Brian a little bit.
Hillary. Oh, go on.
Sorry.
You deserve it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, sweetie.
All right, where's Hillary?
I'm Hillary.
Hillary.
There's Hillary.
Hillary says, besides your iconic family members that you've been in the business with, who do you look up to the most in the WWE?
Currently, or like when I was a kid, who was my guy?
All together. Besides, like, your family.
I think there's so many people. You know, fortunately for me, I've been able to meet probably a few names that you don't recognize that I've worked with extensively. And one guy who really pops up big for me outside of my family is, I don't know if you remember him, he was in the tag team M&M, Joey Mercury. He has taken on like a backstage producer, agent role, and he is just a wealth of knowledge, a guy who just has been in every scenario, just a natural wrestler, and for me to pick his brain all the time, it's really been godsend. But growing up, though, I was a Bret the Hitman Hart guy. Yeah, I mean, every little kid that got those glasses, and you know, being in a wrestling family, I had a few of my own that my dad and uncles and stuff were able to get for me. But I was still so jealous to see all those other kids get them. You know what I mean? I'd be sitting with mine on, and then like, I just want Brett to give me him personally. You know what I mean? So, I was a Hitman kid for sure.
All right, and Jace is right here. He wants to know, who's your favorite opponent in your career so far? Oh, he even has...
Yeah, he's got your action.
Oh, nice. Nice. There's been a few. You know, wrestling John Cena is pretty cool, you know, just because the reactions that he gets, and, you know, he stirs the people up in a good and bad way, it seems like. So you always hear that, let's go Cena, Cena sucks, and that's pretty neat. Yeah, see, he knows what's going on. But Daniel Bryan is pretty fun. He's a little fireball, that guy, man. He's tough, he's competitive, and he'll push you. So it's always nice to get in the ring with him.
Now, you played football early in your career, and then you made the switch over. At what point did you always just want to go into wrestling, or were you just, all right, we're done with football, time to move on?
Yeah, this was like the big part of my life. You know, being in a wrestling family, you know, initially that's all you would want to do is because all the men in your family, that's what they do, you know. So I just wanted to be like all the men in my family. They were my heroes. Growing up in Pensacola, Florida, being pretty much like southern Alabama that it is, as you know, I'm sure you all know, football is like religion down in these parts. So yeah, since I was 7, that was the first time I put the helmet on, and from then I fell in love with it. So for a little while, especially once I got into college playing at Georgia Tech, my main focus was going to the NFL, and that's when I was kind of like the black sheep of the family as well, because I didn't like, everybody wanted me to wrestle, but then I was like, no man, I want to do my own thing. I want to, you know, I want to kind of set myself apart and do something different than my dad and everybody else. But then like towards the end of football, it kind of got, don't hate me, Alabama, it got boring, I guess. You know, I was doing the same thing, playing defensive tackle. There's so many things that you're just kind of doing the same job every single time, and then that's when I knew I needed to switch over to wrestling. It's far more interesting for me, and there's just such a wider scale of things I can do. You know, you can really just be anything. I can portray anything that I want. And fortunately for me, I picked to be a super wet, oily guy, and
we're totally okay with it.
Not enough oil on that man.
The ladies are okay with that.
Well, then check it out tonight. I'll get super wet and super oily, and we'll go beat somebody.
Where's Amy? Did Amy just say that or no? Amy's over here. She wants to know, and especially for the kids that maybe want to, you know, follow suit. Is there a special diet and workout routine that you have to follow to keep not only in shape but to keep from getting hurt? What do you do to stay ready so that you don't, you know, get carted away after a match?
Well, there's a lot of things, and that's where our jobs are 24/7. You know, there are no real days off. Pretty much a standard day for me would be, you know, if say I fly out on a Friday, I'll fly out. You know, we'll get our rental cars, we'll get the group together with whoever you're traveling with, and then we get straight to the gym. We try to sweat and get, you know, because if on a travel day, you know, if you don't get that sweat in, you feel real lethargic and just tired the whole day. So once you get that sweat and that workout in, it's almost like new life. Immediately eat, and then that's what's the most important, is what you put in your body after you train, because that's when your body is, you know, deprived of nutrients, and that's when you need to feed yourself, and that's where you grow and feed your muscles and things like that. But it's I think everybody's a little bit different, you know. Naturally, I was, you know, born from the family that I'm from. I was born a bit bigger, so if I'm not eating as much as some guys would, that's fine for me, because it would lean me out, and I still have a good bit of meat on my bones, so that's never been a problem for me. But it's just, everybody's a little bit different, but it's kind of the same. You have to be disciplined, you know. A lot of times when you see people in shape eating, it's not the best looking stuff, you know. It almost looks like sludge, like just, you know, porridge or something like that. So there's a good bit of sacrifice, but for me, sometimes it's nice to indulge, you know. Sometimes it's nice to have a good meal, a nice steak dinner with, you know, a sweet potato or something like that. Maybe a dessert or a beer or something like that. But, you know, I work out really hard. You got to... One thing that sets us apart is the way we train in the gym. The time that I put in, the hour and a half to 2 hours I put in a day, are truly maximized, and I take pride in the fact that I work out as hard as I do.
And is it Javita? Javita wants to know, do you think Triple H has recovered from the spear that you gave him on Raw?
I hope not. If he did, we'll have to hit him with another one tonight. There you go.
All right, I don't have a name on this one, but do you plan on doing any action movies, whether now or once your career, maybe if, you know, God forbid you get hurt or anything, but do you plan on going into Hollywood?
I mean, I would never rule it out. You know, I don't know. It's tough because right now I'm just so consumed with wrestling. You know, that's the only thing that really matters to me right now is what I'm able to do for the WWE product, how I'm able to evolve as a wrestler, as a character, and how can... My main goal is to take this and then what you're seeing now and to be able to flesh it out, you know what I mean, to where it's extremely relatable. Somebody, you know, a person that the people can confide in and be emotionally attached to. So right now, you know, movies would be cool, I guess, but I'm just having so much fun being on the road, wrestling every single night, hanging out with the Shield. It's truly God sent. My life is, it's unbelievable. I'm very blessed.
One more question, then we'll let everybody meet you and get pictures and stuff. And a couple of people had written variations of this question down. What is the coolest city you've wrestled in, or where would you like to visit that you haven't been yet? And do you actually get to explore the towns that you go to, or are you so busy just going from night to night, gym to gym? Do you actually get to get around town and see the sights?
Well, I mean, that's an easy answer. Birmingham, of course. It just depends on the schedule. It depends when we fly in, what time we get in. The majority of the time, it's where's the Golds, or you know what I mean. Where's the best gym in town? And then a lot of times too, I like to eat at nice local restaurants somewhere a little different. But truthfully, I think my favorite town, and it's nowhere near here, would be Tokyo, Japan. We had a really good time out there. The crowd is a bit different. It's funny because they try to be like us there, so they've transformed themselves. Excuse me. But normally the Japanese crowd would be very quiet and respectful, and they're just paying attention, they're watching. But over the years now, they've seen on TV, like tonight, they've seen the rowdy crowds with the signs and the crowd chants and things like that. So it's really cool how they've mixed their style of being an audience. They really watch when technical wrestling, and so if Seth were to get in there and just do some awesome technical wrestling, they would be quiet and they'd watch, but as soon as something, as soon as it was complete, they would be like, oh, they're really into it. And then they get into the fireworks too, so it's a really neat mix of how they watch wrestling.
Is there anywhere that you hope that they take you to wrestle that you haven't been yet? Somewhere you always want to go on vacation and just didn't want to pay for, and they.
Well, I've done a lot of that so far. They've just shuttled me around. We haven't been to Africa yet. That would be pretty cool. We were supposed to. I think the South Africa tour is usually on during the Australia tour, which was really cool. I really enjoyed Australia, and then right after that we went to China. And let me tell you something, Shanghai is sweet. I went up into the black market, and you can just literally haggle with all the people, and they just have all kinds of trinkets and fake everything, fake electronics. I broke them all already, but it was really neat. It was like going through a wormhole and being just whoa. It was really cool. But I would think maybe South Africa. It seems to be really pretty down there.
Well, I know that we're pressed for time, so let's give it up for Roman Reigns real quick.